Hello guys, how are we doing and welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be one of my first S&D videos on Black Ops 6 Ranked Play with the slight change in playlist that I've sensed, having played more S&D games in the past couple of days than I have in the entire time before that. Let me know if you agree. I thought I'd do a little bit of a video on one of the games I managed to get. It's a bit of a highlight. I drop a decent amount of limbs. I don't die many times, and we play fairly well as a team. There's a couple of clutches in there as well, and we're literally going to be breaking down every single thing I do, what routes to take, what best plays to make in a clutch situation. It's not perfect. As a team, we do make some mistakes, but that's almost really good for you guys because it saves you from making those same mistakes. The focus is going to be on Skyline as a main thing because that's the map we're on, but there are going to be logic I try and convey to you guys throughout the gameplay that you can apply to any map you want. So let's kick off with the gameplay and see where we get to. So this is real nice. This is a real interesting push here. We were trying to push hard for like a B here and A here. We're just trying to find info. But basically what you want to try and do is the general logic to S&D on this map is, so we've just spawned in over here. You want to make sure that all lanes are sort of relatively accounted for, and you want to try and find information where you can. So you've got three main lanes. I say main, there's 4 lanes, there's 3 main lanes, okay? First lane is through kitchen. Let me just change this color because we want it a little bit brighter. First lane is through kitchen, okay? We'll do it like that. That's what we're going to count as one lane, okay? That's up to one person if they want to control the kitchen area. You have another lane which is bottom mid, okay? So let's just draw an arrow through this way, bottom mid, okay? The next one is top cat, and then the fourth one is underground, which is, I'm just going to draw a dotted line underground. You want to try and make sure that you've got control of most of these lanes, or at least you're accounting for most of these lanes, okay? You want to make sure you've got people watching all of them if you can. Now on Skyline it's a little bit of a different one because the underground route is a slow route, so it's not an instant route you want to try and watch. If you're missing someone and you're not sure where somebody is, checking the underground route's a good thing as like something to have in the back of your head, unless someone's repeatedly doing it against you in the game. But in this position, all you really want to try and focus on is the initial 3 lanes. You want to try and make sure you've got map control of those lanes before you try and progress. So you can see what sort of approach we've got here. No one's got top. That's the number one mistake we notice here. No one's got top, which allows them to come above you. Now, the interesting thing is from the position I'm in, I'm watching the entire push around this right-hand side here. So I've got this low lane cut off. I've also got a teammate on A. You can see on the minimap here, which means that A's cut off. So we've got this cut off, this cut off. The only thing that's open for me is the underneath and the top Skyline. Now, fortunately, from where I'm positioned, you can sort of hear, and sometimes you can see the dust from footsteps from certain operators above you, which can give you a little bit of info, a little bit of cheeky info. But it's not the best play. We were going for a little bit of an aggressive approach with the bomb, and if I'm honest, I don't think it pays off very well. So let's see how this plays out. So what I'm trying to do is catch anyone who decides to get P1 area, anyone who decides to chow piano side, anyone who tries to get through to middle from this middle bit. But having control of this middle area is such an important thing because it just means your teammates can then focus on, if they're deciding to challenge A, all they really need to focus on is front and the pinch. That's all they need to do because I literally have everything else, okay? So it's a real nice position to have off of the first round. So managed to get 2 kills. Thankfully, they just fell in front of me. It's nice to see. Just noticed a teammate is getting shot from top mid, so that must have been somebody who went over. Now we've got information on 2 enemies, okay? You've got an enemy who is above me, let's say, just like so. And then you've got an enemy who's a little bit further away. I think they're probably top here or something like that. They're in that vicinity. So first of all, this player probably just backed up wherever they were. They probably backed up from spawn and got that to that position. That's fine. But this player was able to get to this position because we had no one watching this catwalk, which is a real bad thing for us to happen. Okay? That or they went through the bomb. But either way, we weren't watching the lane. They pinched us, and that's what it is. So I'm positioning myself now to make sure that they can't. We've just planted bomb at A. I'm positioning myself now so that they can't wrap around the spawn and easily pinch A. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure that, first of all, I know there's a player top bed. I need to make sure that they don't wrap around. That's my number one thing, okay? That's my number one focus. So an enemy's just died. And I believe it was the player who was top piano. So we're still waiting for this player at our top. I don't see them hopping down. I think enough time has passed for them to potentially have run down the steps and pinch like that. So that's my next port of call, is to check that. And instead of having to go all the way back to the steps to check it, you can you can check it from there. But I try and check bomb. I try and ask where bomb's planted for. My teammates have said it's planted for our spawn, which is great. Teammate then dies all the way over in Narnia. Okay, they're over here when teammates die. So in an ideal situation, if both of us, me and this teammate, bomb's planted for back here, all we need to do is have one person who essentially plays this heady and jiggle peeks the bomb site, just making sure that they can't defuse it. Okay, just playing their life. And another person who's pretty much got the entire flanks. They can sit back here, essentially making sure that this player can't die. That should be the play right now. Okay, so one player checking the defuse, not just staring there, literally staring there at it every 7.5 seconds or 7 seconds or so. Jiggle the defuse, check if anyone's on it. If they're not, just hide them, try and play your life and watch something else. And meanwhile, whilst that's happening, this player here is making sure that the enemy can't come through the flank, over the top, or down the stairs. Okay, that's what should have happened here. Unfortunately, it doesn't. I was trying to communicate to my teammate to back up and come with me. If you can see bomb from this side, you should just stack that area. Check the bomb site. Unfortunately, my teammate does fall from you, and I'm just trying to play a little bit of a credible position. I'm trying to make sure that they can't get to me easily. I do get damage out. Unfortunately, I didn't finish the kill, which is a real bad thing to happen. That's something you don't really want to do in S&D. I thought I would get the kill, so I shot. You don't ever want to put bullets in someone if they're going to get away. And then side across, and because of the positioning, when I pause it you can sort of see, but because of the positioning of the A thing and my aim isn't quite on it, I couldn't see whether he was on the bomb or not. So I go and retrace and he's just peeked me. So it's a real silly play from me. But the important thing is, if our whole team, once we plant the bomb, resided back here and we just had someone checking and then 2 people covering that person checking, we'd have been in a much better position. So on defense, on this map, again, similar sort of thing. You want the lanes covered. Whether you go, you cover middle, you cover top, you cover under, and you cover kitchen. Okay, that's generally the sense on any map, to be fair, not just Skyline. So I'm trying to cut off the initial push towards A. I do get hit marker. I decide to change position because I noticed nobody's got top. So I learned from the mistake last time and decided to help out top of the map. But you can tell that my teammates just getting absolutely overrun through kitchen. So I've decided to, it's probably free up here, move a little bit. They do get bombed down, which puts us in a little bit of a sticky situation. And it's just really up for us to make sure that it's a 1v3 for me. It's a little bit of an impossible position, but we'll see how this goes. I'm just trying to guarantee a single kill. Because of how weak I was before I barely shot, I'm just out of it right now, okay? I'm making sure I'm staying alive. I'm just making sure they can't chase me. I'm basically trying not to give away a free kill. Now, because I just stayed in my position and just turned around that area, because of how weak I am and it's a 3v1, the chances of them trying to chase that kill is very strong, okay? So I've got myself weak, unfortunately. It shouldn't have happened. I got myself weak and then I just played my life a little bit, checked the area, making sure I was throwing stuns and whatnot. And luckily, because I was being a little bit cautious and I wasn't just beelining it elsewhere, a kill came to me, and that's because I was playing a little bit patient. So I'm trying to switch up what I'm doing completely here. I do spend way too much time on this player. So I decided to get shots in that player and then move because I'm very conscious that there's 15 seconds left. I thought I could try and clear this player really quickly. Unfortunately, they were on a really nice heady and we do lose the round, making it a 2-0. So again, similar position on offense here. And as you can see, we're trying to cover more of the map. We've got someone low, we've got someone kitchen now, so we've got a decent coverage of the entire map. I do get that person really, really weak. But unfortunately, we get first blooded. So this is a real sticky situation. Now, this has happened because we've let something open. So this player here in kitchen's pushed all the way through kitchen, whilst in the meantime, an enemy has run through bottom and chowed us like this. That's literally the route they took, okay? Whilst teammate pushed around kitchen. So it might have been a little bit bad timing there, but we died on that round, and it's essentially because we weren't 100% clear of what our teammates were watching, and we left the gap open. Apparently the gameplay does get better, I promise. Okay, so next offense is currently 3-0. You can see it's a little bit, we're in this really sticky spot, but because we're learning from our mistakes, we're seeing slight improvements round by round, and that's eventually what leads to the win. So as long as you can be flexible in what you're doing, you're looking good. That's a nice wallbang spot to bomb if you're ever wondering. But they were planning safe. They were planning the other side of the bomb, so it was hidden from the bomb itself. Now in a 4v3, it's 4v3 with bomb down isn't the worst case scenario because they're only going to be in limited places to defend the bomb unless they're completely, they're playing completely unreadable. But the chances of that happening are quite slim. So I'm just trying to clear areas, try and isolate where they could be. Now, if I just ran straight to bomb here with no info, it doesn't look great. They could be anywhere. They could be sat in a corner. Because we've got time, there's 30 seconds left, I can make sure I clear this area, making sure that in my head I know that when I eventually push A, that this area is absolutely clear and I don't need to worry about it. So I'm trying to locate or reduce the possibilities of where they could be. And by doing that, I'm trying to wrap around the spawn. I know they're not in bedroom. I caught that guy slacking. It's 3v1. It should be an easy dub. Teammate does chase the kill, and we get the kill. Fairly easy. Again, making sure we have that map coverage, even when we're trying to retake a bomb, is really important because you can never assume an area is safe. And you want to, essentially what I'm doing here, because we come from this side, okay? We come from this side, we wrapped all the way around, this way. We know they couldn't be here, so that's that bit cancelled out. We didn't see the mid, so that's that cancelled out. They weren't top bedroom, so that's that cancelled out. And but the fact I got able to get all the way in the spawn here potentially tells me that they aren't all the way back here as well. So if by the time I get to bomb and I don't see anyone, I know they are limited to this sort of position. They may have pushed out this side, but it basically tells me that my main focuses should be these two areas. So taking that long route round because I had time enabled me to be a little bit more focused on where we need to get. And that was what the point of taking that really long route to the bomb was. So again, it didn't really pay off and we left the gap open on round 2 of offense. So I'm trying to do something similar to what I did in round 1. Get info on a player up top, back out the gunfight early enough to play my life, which is, again, super, super important. Now, we've got a little bit of a better setup here. So we've got a teammate who's above me, I believe. We've got a teammate who's, and then 2 kitchens. So this is a little bit of a better spot than we were beforehand. Again, catch a guy slacking there. Teammates planting the bomb. I'm deciding to back up. Now they're planted for me again, so I'm saying, right, let's just get back here. We really need to play this spot because essentially if we're all at this spot, we're looking really good. And I'm just trying to watch the flank right now. So as far as I'm concerned, my teammates have got the first checks on the bomb. Right, so I've got 2 people who have got eyes on the bomb wherever they're from, and it's up to them to defend the bomb. My job right now is to just not die and make sure they can't flank round. Okay, so that's literally my job because worst case scenario, if they do come the flank, let's look at the options here. If they do come the flank, I catch them, okay, and they're dead, and that's right, round win. In the other scenario where both my teammates unfortunately died to this one player and they're no longer watching the bomb, I've played my life and I know they're in this area, which means that I can then go to my normal bomb check spot and check the bomb. So that's sort of what you've got to try and have. You've got to use a little bit of logic and weigh up your options as you're playing. There's also 2 of them left as well, so it's not like it's as easy as that. And we don't know where the other 2 are. Unfortunately, the teammates do fall. Again, I shoot when I shouldn't have. Now we're in a little bit of a sticky situation. So if I rewind that back a second, I'm very conscious of the time. It takes 7.5 seconds to defuse, okay? So I've just shot. There's 14.5 seconds left. They aren't on bomb at 14.7 because I've just shot them and I know where they both are. Now, because it takes 7.5 seconds to defuse, I don't need to check the bomb again until maybe 8 seconds time just to be sure because I might not kill them straight away. So all I'm trying to do here is buy time until it gets to that 8-second mark. So I don't have time to flank. I drop, time it for 8 seconds and manage to get the kill. They milked a little bit there. The stun, I was aiming to drop down, already aiming at the bomb. But the fact I got stunned meant I couldn't do that as effectively. But to be fair, the stun also enabled me to get the kill because he backed off as soon as he threw that stun. Yeah, good to retake. And we eventually win the round because they couldn't defuse. So again, defense is a little bit of a strange one. I'm trying to, again, use my nade here. I'm communicating to my team to throw a nade at that corner because it can almost guarantee a kill sometimes. Didn't get a hit marker. We know there's teammates at the back. And the important thing here is to just try and not die first. I mean, if you're in a 3v4, it does enable them to just stay really, really close together and just play for trades. So playing your life in S&D is super, super important. You don't want to ever really die first. Again, we're just trying to really here, just trying to cancel out where the enemies could be. We know they're not Paul. We know they're not our side now, so we're just trying to wait for them for the defuse. I'm communicating to my teammates. Worst case scenario, they plant. We know where they're going to sit. If they plant A, they're going to be in a number of corners. That's absolutely fine. That's fine. So that's pretty much what we're doing here. So because I'm staying with my teammate here, because at the end of the day, it's a 1 versus 3. If we all split up, there's a higher risk of just dying one by one. So as long as I'm staying with one teammate, it enhances the chances of us winning the round, essentially. So because we've got so much map coverage, we've spotted the guy coming in the back, enabled the communication to our teammate, and we're looking good. So I think this is where I ramp up as an individual player. So I'm not doing too well so far. Because of how favourably this has worked, I've decided to try it again. But unfortunately, we lost the first kill, which is never a good position to be in. As I say, if they now play trades, we eventually end up losing. So I'm trying to manoeuvre around the map, try and find a little bit of a freebie if I can. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to bring it back to a 3v3. I don't care about planting right now because realistically it's a 3v4. They're going to retake. I'm just trying to play for a free kill in hopes that that'll even the playing field out a little bit. I'm playing a little bit creddy. And from here, I'm trying to make sure that I know there's people at A. If I'm on this line of sight here, I can make sure that anyone from A goes into our spawn. And that's good information to have. I'm fairly confident they're not going to come around behind me because I've got a player P1 and a player piano. So my main focus here is to watch any pushes through A into our spawn. Fortunately, we die again, so it's left in a 2v4. Again, a real tough situation to be in. And you can see that they cross into our spawn there. Managed to get that kill. And that player absolutely beamed me. I think that was the Eerie on their team, so fair play. But as you can see, that whole round fell apart because we lost the first blood. It's going to be really hard to win that if we die first. I mean, we also were in a 4v2, so we died not only first, but second as well. So it left us in a real sticky situation, which we tried to get out of and obviously struggled to do so. So you can see I'm taking a completely different approach to offense here. From where I'm looking now, I can see if anyone runs A, I can see if anyone runs mid, I can see if anyone runs cat. I am super exposed, but because of how the rounds are going, I'm trying to be a little bit different, okay? I'm trying to change up what's going on in my mind. I'm trying to be a little bit unpredictable. And from this position, as I say, I can see everything other than the underneath route. And I just got comms that all of them were top cat. I backed up to try and take a little bit more of a defensive position. I absolutely whiffed that gunfight. I thought it was a guaranteed, and I think we eventually lose the round. Yeah, we do. It's a 3v5, a tough 3v5. Now, unfortunately, you already know the results, but this game isn't meant to... This is more of a walkthrough guide rather than an intense gameplay, so I'm hoping to... It's not... Yeah. Again, the all reliable. I have so much map coverage here. I trust my teammates to do it. I noticed a player fell. If we rewind that, you'll see a player fall to the right of that white wall. Just here. There they are. And we get the kill. A freebie kill. They gave away information without me giving away information, and we, made the most out of that. So again, playing with the comms from the teammates, they're tagging the areas. I get just purely good reactions on that player. They probably shouldn't have lost that gunfight, but it is what it is. So it's a 3 versus 1. We're in a good position. Bombs down. I shouldn't really have to do much more. Again, it's planted for our spawn, so I'm just trying to make sure the similar logic is in my head there. We planted for our spawn. I'm trying to make sure they can't come all the way around and flank, and at the end of that, I can always check bomb from our side. And that sort of logic happens. It should occur on any map, really. But yeah, we try and do a similar situation here. I try and catch anyone crossing. I managed to catch one challenge you. But again, that's really good information to have for the team. Now, I don't know if they've gone gym. They have gone gym, so I'm trying to... I tried to kill them, but unfortunately I threw in... I should have swapped my nade out. I keep forgetting you can press triangle to swap your nade out. Again, I got into a gunfight. I got out with my life and then repositioned to try and be a little bit difficult. You always want to try and get out of a gunfight if you can help it. So I've said to my team, right, let's just all push down on this left side. If we're all pushing from one side, they're realistically when they're holding the bomb, chances of them all being bundled up watching one direction, like this way, let's say, is going to be slim. They're going to want to make sure they've got mid push covered. I want to make sure they've got the flank covered. So as a 2, they're not going to be stacked up. So if I can guarantee, realistically, if we all push this alley together as a 3, we're going to be coming across more 1 player maximum, because chances of them both watching us are fairly slim. So it's a 3v1 in this first engagement, and then maybe a 3v1 in the next, maybe a 2 versus 1, maybe a 1v1, but we'll have all the power because we've got more players. Teammate gets the first kill, which opens up the map massively. And we get the defuse. Really good round from the team there. I didn't do much. Now this next round is a juicy one. It's a 3-kill round. We get a clutch, and we're going to break down exactly how we do that. I would guess where I go. That's right. The old reliable. I'm going bottom just because of how successful it's been. And if it works, why change it? As soon as they start reading it, do something different. I wasn't sure whether that play was weak, so I took my chances. Throwing a dead nade down there just in case anyone's decided to come over, because again, I learned that someone did that last round, so I'm trying to play for that this round. That's sort of what I'm doing here. Now I'm playing like an absolute scaredy cat. I've backed all the way up in hopes that my teammates can get bombed down at A. I can watch the flank through spawn, and we can play the similar sort of defense of the bomb plant, if that makes sense, when we get bombed down. Teammate manages to get the trade. Unfortunately, Sim does a lot of damage to my other team, so it's now in a 2 versus 3. They know where I am. They're not sure where my teammate is, and leaves it in a 3 versus 1. Okay, so it's not looking great. So that, for me, whoever the last player to kill my teammate is the easiest kill for me to get, because I have the most up-to-date, useful information on that player than anyone else. So I've got to play for that player. I've got more chance, essentially, of killing this guy because I know where they are than I'm killing the other 2 enemies, because I have no idea. That'll be luck, if anything. So I managed to trade my teammate out there. It's important to play for that first kill as a trade, if anything. And I'm reading the pullback, okay? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to read this. Making sure I've got enough ammo. I've considered it safe, so I've reloaded. And I've got no use of tacks. I've got no use of stuns. I'm really just waiting for them to over push. Now, because of bombs here, I'm sort of knowing I've got to play this side of the map, because if I go the other side of the map, I've got to push through A the other way, and it's pointless. So I've got to try and keep control of this side of the map so that I'm close to bomb and can eventually plant. Now, because of how cruddy I've been playing, and because I made it so that my back was to the edge of the map, so my character was here. I made sure that as I was wrapping around here, you could see that the enemy won't have been able to kill me from this side. All they can come from is front. So my position in there, me being a little bit passive there, enabled me to get that really, really free kill. Now, I get that kill, break the windows. So let's rewind that and just see how quickly I actually do that. There's a lot of windows on this map, so you can use them to your advantage. So again, we get good time in here. I instantly run into the glass. Now he is going to get sort of a body cam as his body falls of me running into bedroom. They're going to hear me crash glass, and if he watches the kill cam, he's going to see me running into bottom bedroom. Okay, so for me, any other player, I know they're not here. I know they're not catwalk because I was just there. I know they're not top because I was just there. Okay, I have a feeling because of where the bomb is and where I was, their enemy's probably on the A position. So because I've just baited the push through bedroom, because I've just baited the push here or the push into R, I'm thinking if I can then pinch the player who's hopefully looking in that direction, I'm going to be able to get a freebie here. So that's the logic behind that whole process. And as you know, we get the kill. We get the 3v1 dub and the 6-5 match win. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about what sort of plays to do and any S&D tips generally, I'm planning to do an S&D video generally, like a big S&D video about what to do and what not to do. But if you have any sort of specific questions you have, feel free to drop them down in the comments below. So that'll do from me. Ciao for now.